Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lisa Mohaje, and this is our Tuesday night team training, although it happens to be Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for the get well wishes and all of your happy thoughts. I really appreciate it. I hate canceling team trainings and things like that because consistency is so important, but I have just been fighting this darn cold for like the last week, and so thank you guys so much for understanding. I really appreciate it. So this training is on mastering your story, something that's really important, and something that I think a lot of us are fearful of doing, maybe because we don't know how to, and of course it's scary to put yourself out there. So I have some tips here and a kind of a worksheet to help you work through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen real quick and get us going. All right, so mastering your story, connect, persuade, and win. So before we dive into all of the details, I just want to highlight some team news. Tuesday night's business presentation that we alternate, team training, Biz Op, you're going to hear a lot, is being hosted by Jacqueline Smith next week. Jacqueline is a star diamond coach on our team. This event is for your guests. So you want to start working through your list, start inviting people, use the scripts that we have available for you to invite, and you want to do it by private message and promote it as well on your Facebook page. So this is going to be perfect timing with this story because you can tie in your story and use it as an invitation, a call to action to get them onto our Tuesday night business presentation. Love Yourself Fit is our 30-day challenge group for February. It starts Monday, February 6th. So it's going to be a typical challenge group, but we're also going to be tying in self-love and having some tips and daily posts and motivation for loving yourself, which I think a lot of people really struggle with. We are hosting our first ever team-wide 3-day refresh challenge that's going to start February 13th. So that really means if you don't have your refresh yet, really the deadline to get it in time to order it and have it and ready to go by Monday really is going to be February 6th. So make sure you get that ordered. The 3-day refresh is an awesome cleanse if you're not familiar with it. You do get to eat food. You have your Shakeology as well, and then there's a couple of other supplements that come with it. Every time I do it, I typically lose 6 pounds. So if you don't have your transformation story yet, this is the easiest way to get your transformation in just 3 days. You're going to get awesome results. You're going to be able to talk about it. You're going to have something to share. We're going to have some prizes. We're going to do it together as a team. So participate. It's going to be a blast. And then also, I just want to make sure that you guys are all signed up and ready to go for our annual Coach Summit, which is our annual event that's going to take place in New Orleans this year in July. You can go to coachsummit.com to get signed up. If you are looking for a roommate or anything like that, post on the Platinum Dynasty team page and see who has a spot available in their room, and you guys can all buddy up and split that cost. It's still a few months away, so I just encourage you guys to just start saving $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever you can save, whatever you can stash away for that event, so that when it comes, you're not like, oh my gosh, I don't have any money. So start saving now so that you can get there. It's so important. All of the trainers are there. There's top-notch trainings for your business. You get to work out with the celebrity trainers. There's parties at night. We're all going to be there, so of course you're going to want to be there as well. So on to tonight's topic, which is why master your story. Your audience needs to connect with you. And I see a lot of people posting, which I encourage you guys to always post about the business and joining your team. But the missing piece is you're not sharing your story. You're just asking them to join you, and they don't know why. They don't know where you've been. They don't know where you're going. So it's really important that you learn to share breadcrumbs of your story, right? You're not going to share your entire life story in one post. You guys have followed me. You know I post breadcrumbs, little bits and pieces of my story here and there, to get people to relate with me, to make me relatable, because people relate to struggles, right? Facts tell, stories sell is something that I have been taught from the very beginning. And I'm not a facts-oriented person. I do love to now and then Google like facts, like the number of unemployment, or the percent of obesity, the percent of people that hate their jobs, things like that, and then tie that into my story. But generally, I'm not a facts person. Through sharing your story, it's just going to make you seem more real. Like, it's going to make you seem like somebody that's not just a salesperson, not just spam, that you're not just creating this white noise that people tune out, right? So when you're being emotional and you're being vulnerable and you're being real, people tune into that, right? Think about TV. TV is drama, right? And people relate to that, whether it's, something that's on 60 Minutes. I'm not talking about, it doesn't have to be Jerry Springer drama, but, whatever your life is going through, whatever you've been through, whatever you've overcome, there's somebody out there that is going through that today. So when you're sharing your story, you're really talking to the person that you were yesterday, the person you were 6 months ago, the person you were a year from now. And inside of you, there's so many amazing stories that you've probably forgotten about, that, maybe you've just kind of put them on the back burner. You feel like they're not really important, that nobody's going to be able to relate. We're going to pull those out because that's what people need to hear. I've talked about when I worked full time, I also had a paper delivery route. I woke up at 4 a.m., got the newspapers, rolled them up, went out and delivered stinking newspapers before I went to my 9-to-5 job. I got Tiara out at 6 a.m., whatever time it was, so I could deliver these newspapers because I didn't have any money. So that was part of my story. I've filed for bankruptcy. I've slept on a floor on a mattress. And your story doesn't have to be that you were flat broke. You all have your story. Maybe you were, maybe you have a loved one that died when you were a child. Like maybe it was one of your parents, or maybe you had cancer, or maybe you have, some illness. Maybe your kids are, God forbid, struggling with something. That is part of your story. And that is what people are going to connect with. So it's not all about throwing it out there that you're a Beachbody coach. If you look at my page, I rarely ever say I'm a Beachbody coach. I just don't. I'm the CEO of my own business. I have a network marketing company in the fitness industry. I help women overcome, lack of self-confidence, things like that. So you are the brand. You are the story. And stories aren't the icing on the cake. They are the whole cake. So that's why I'm really excited to talk about this evening and help you really identify your story and fine tune it and start to get comfortable with it. People are attracted to your strengths, but they can relate to your weaknesses. And I think that that's something that really takes a lot to overcome, because it's scary sharing our story. It's scary being vulnerable. It's scary putting ourselves out there. The first time that I talked about bankruptcy or getting a divorce, things like that, losing my car, like those things aren't cool. Like, who wants to talk about that? But you have to understand that whatever you've been through, whatever you've overcome, we've all heard that we're going through something for a reason. Now that you've overcome it, now is your chance to shine. Now is your chance to impact other people's lives, to give them hope, to help them get through the time that they're going through, because you did it, you overcame it, and now you're going to be that light to so many other people. So telling your story with a purpose. Moving anyone to do anything at any time requires getting their attention, creating their intention, and turning it into action. And this means you have to share an experience. Purposeful stories have a goal. They have a call to action that you want your audience to do. So before you can motivate your audience, you have to first be yourself motivated. This means you got to be authentic. You got to be genuine. You got to engage your audience in your story and telling purposeful stories that are interactive, asking questions, things like that. So you got to be real. You got to be raw. You got to be genuine, and you got to know what do you want your person to do? What do you want your audience to do after they read that post or after you talk to them? So you need to have a call to action. So important. And I think it's just really important for you guys to know that you just got to be excited. If you're excited and you're passionate about something, it shines through. Your words don't have to be perfect, whether you're typing it or whether you're speaking it. It's how you make them feel that matters. And excitement, your energy, your attitude is contagious. So if you're going to be an Eeyore and a hum, I don't know, guess what? Your audience is not going to be motivated. If you're like Tigger, you're excited, you're bouncing around, Winnie the Pooh, whatever, you're excited, you're loving, you're caring, your heart is there, people are going to be naturally attracted to that. When you open your heart, people are drawn in. They respect you for that. So what's the simplest way we can start applying telling purposeful stories to our own lives right away? The first thing is really just practice. Get with your success partner. Write it down. I've got a form we're going to walk through. Write it down. Read it out loud to yourself. Read it to your spouse. Read it to your mom, whoever. Just practice and be really, really clear, again, to yourself what your intention is. That you want to be heard, that you want to be felt, what you want your goal to be. What do you want your listener to do after hearing and feeling your story? Excuse me. I'm going to have to get a drink of water. And again, if you're telling a story that isn't necessarily Beachbody related, think about what is your audience interested in, right? Being interested in them rather being interested in you. Maybe you're telling a story about, for me, it can be my hair, it can be my nails, workout clothes, shoes, whatever. That's what my audience is interested in. So maybe I'm going to tie in a story about that because I know people love those stories. So, putting in, facts about your story and staying emotional. So if I'm talking about a story, about clothes or shoes or whatever. I know one time I shared a story where I had this pair of shoes that I think I got them from Payless, and they had holes in them. I wore shoes with holes in them because I couldn't afford new shoes. And so as I was sharing a picture of some new shoes that I got, I tied that into my story because it's not like I'm bragging about, oh, I got new shoes. I'm genuinely grateful when I get a new pair of shoes because I remember where I came from. And it's important for your audience to know where you came from and where you're going. Hits are born in the heart or the gut, and then they migrate to the mind. So aim there. Like when you tap into emotions, people are just, you've won them over. When you can be real and genuine and share your story, people are like, all right, I'm in. Like, I'm your biggest fan. Sign me up. I want to do this too. So make sure that you are, as scary as it is, thinking about emotions. Like when you were starting your your fitness journey, how did you feel emotionally? Like what kept you going? What were the things that held you back before? How did you feel when you lost that first pound, right? Talk about those emotions. You know, for me, I can remember when Tiara was little, she would try to hug me. She couldn't get her arms around me. I remember the first time she was able to like really wrap her arms around me. She's like, oh my gosh, Mom, I can wrap my arms around you. You know, so talk about things like that. Those are emotions, feelings. And I know that that's hard for a lot of you guys because maybe you're not a feely person, but trust me, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get and your audience reacts to it, you're going to fall in love with storytelling. All right, so I just wanted to share an example before we go into the form of, you know, really creating your story. This is actually Nikki Goss. She's a friend of mine. That she posted. I actually shared this on the Platinum Dynasty page as well. But she does an amazing job in her posts of always including her story. So whether she's promoting about her challenge groups or she's promoting about joining her team, she's tying in her personal story over and over. So she says, putting the finishing touches on the office of my dreams. I can't believe that I once sat in an 8x8 cubicle that I shared with another analyst, if you stretched out, you'd touch each other unintentionally. Thankfully, I worked with the coolest people on earth, and something like this just made for months of fodder. Miss you guys. What I don't miss are the mice. We also shared our spice with I cannot read, you guys. We also shared our space with, or the long commutes, or the overtime that was required to protect our military, which we proudly accepted, right? So she's talking about long commutes, overtime. That's time away from family, right? But I don't miss going into an office when it was dark and leaving when it was dark. I don't miss the hurry that happened every morning trying to get 3 kids up and ready for daycare and getting into work on time, which never happened. Then you had that self-imposed employee guilt that left the team hanging. I don't know about you guys, but when Tiara was little, I was like the exorcist. It was like every single morning trying to get her out of bed, trying to get ready, and trying to get to work on time. I was literally like 30 minutes late to work every single day. Talk about stress. Then she goes on to say, when I look at this office 2 years in the making, I dreamed about it for 2 years, worked for it for 2 years, and now it's mine. It's not because someone assigned it to me or promoted it to me. I created my own promotion. No one signs off on your climb up the entrepreneur ladder. It's just you competing against you. Can you do it? Do you have a little more in you? You know you do. Do it. Do more than you did yesterday. Improve upon yourself. Lead. If you work hard, you succeed. No application or interview necessary. That absolutely insane Warhol of me was a gift from Beachbody. It will always remind me of why I'm sitting in this, for me, larger than life space. It represents the opportunity to make my own way, to remain healthy for my family and for myself and my family, to help others achieve the same success. So please excuse me as I go sit in that Lex chair and cry like a baby. Tears of happiness, tears of thank God I went for it. So she's tapping into emotions to women that work full time. They're spending time away from their family. She's going to work in the dark. She doesn't get home until the dark. So she's really tapping into that, and she's talking about how it took her time to do this. So if you're not there yet, you don't have that success yet, talk about where you want to be. Talk about your dreams. Talk about your goals. Talk about your vision. If this is something that you want, talk about it. I can't wait for my dream office. I'm going to start planning now. Share Pinterest pictures. You guys, I'm so sorry. If one day you want to take your family on a dream vacation, start talking about it. Post a picture of Disney World and put it out there to the universe. I started this business because I want to take my family on a dream vacation. I want to take them to Disney World. I want to see my little girl's eyes light up. Whatever it is, whatever you're working towards, start sharing that story. Maybe you didn't go on vacations as a little kid. Maybe that's always been on one of your dreams. That's your story. So share it. All right, so I'm going to, yeah, here we go. I'm going to post this, the link to this document on the Platinum Dynasty page as well. And I will post the link to that in the YouTube description below so that you'll have access to that. So your story right now, people don't care about your success until they've heard your struggle. Are you catching a theme here? Like, are you thinking that, I think I need to start talking about my struggle a little bit more because that's what people relate to. So here's your story template. You're going to introduce yourself and be relatable. The purpose of this message, get straight to the point, what's in it for them, because that's what people want to know. Struggle to success, before Beachbody, after Beachbody. You're going to do the invite, and you're going to do a call to action. Drive them to you. So before you start, you really, again, you want to start thinking about your goal. Why are you sharing your story at this moment? Are you looking to find prospects for your next challenge group? Are you looking to recruit for your team? Are you trying to get more eyeballs on you and position yourself as a growing leader on social media? Knowing what you're trying to post, what you want to post, is going to help you set yourself up for success, right? Because if you're just throwing stuff out there, it's just white noise. So number one, introduce yourself. Identify your different roles in life. You're not going to give your resume, but instead, relatable roles to your target market. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you're a student, you're an accountant, Girl Scout leader, teacher, fitness instructor, whatever it is. What are your different roles in your life? Purpose of your message. So this is the bridge to tell your story. And it can be, you don't have to include this every single time. Cut to the chase and tell them what's in it for them today, what's in it for them. So some examples. Today I'm celebrating a milestone achieved in my coaching business. Emerald rank, $300 paycheck. Even if it's a $75, $50 paycheck, you guys, somebody out there can use an extra $50. Somebody out there can use an extra $75. I just talked to somebody today that gathered up change to put money into their gas tank. So there's somebody out there. It doesn't matter if you have a huge success story or a starting out success story. You have a success story. Starting my own business on the side hasn't been easy, but I want to share what this has done for our lives. Maybe it's today I'm celebrating a milestone achieved on my fitness journey of losing 10 pounds and 10 inches with the 21-day fix, and I want to share with you how I did it. I'm hosting my next 21-day fix accountability group, coaching 5 people how to lose 5 to 15 pounds. When you put things in all caps, you're highlighting specific words, and it's also creating excitement. When you highlight specific words, people are drawn in, because to me, when I see exclamation points and I see all caps, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I want to read this. Maybe you are going to do a live video, or maybe you are going to be highlighted in a Tuesday sneak peek or something like that. I'm speaking live for the first time about my weight loss journey of losing 15 pounds this Tuesday. But first, I want to share with you how simple it really was. Step number 3, struggle to success. Before I started my coaching business, did the 21-day fix, started drinking Shakeology, before joining the team, then you're going to identify your time of struggle. What was it? So before starting my coaching business, I was really lost and alone. That would be one of my struggles to success. Identify your time of struggle. What was it? Get straight to the point. When was it? For me, it was 7.5 years ago. Describe how you felt during this time. Before I kind of like skipped ahead a little bit. How did it affect your family, your work, your social life, your finances, if applicable? So before I started my coaching business, I was so lost and alone. 7.5 years ago, I felt like I didn't matter. I felt like I had no one to turn to. I'm moving on to the next part. It's so hard. What did you learn? What did you learn how to overcome it? So how did it affect your family, your work, your social life, your finances? See, I should just go through all of this first before trying to share my story. What did you learn how to overcome? So give at least 3 examples of what they were and what you learned in the process, looking for specific details as to how you fit in your workouts at home with the kids, old habits versus new habits. Remember, this is what I was talking about earlier, where how did you feel when you first started your weight loss journey? You know, did you feel like you had tried everything? You had kind of given up. Nothing was working. You know, then start to include, what did you do to overcome? You know, for me, it was, I got started doing my fitness and nutrition, and I started losing weight. So maybe it was 1 pound at a time, but every time I lost 1 pound, I was so excited and motivated to keep going. I found a time that worked for me. I had to work out before work because I knew if I waited until I got home, I wasn't going to work out. And I included Tiara. So a lot of times I would add in an extra walk and she would ride her bike with me, or I would pull her in the wagon or whatever. So I included Tiara in that as well. Struggle to success part 2. So you're going to identify your results. How much weight did you lose? Your inches lost, your dress or jean size, your fitness improvements. Maybe you're able to do push-ups on your toes, right? Maybe you're able to hold a plank for 60 seconds. Maybe you're able to jog for 60 seconds straight. You know, whatever it is, your fitness improvements is a success story, non-victory scale. Emotional results. This is what, I'm such an emotional person, I guess. I don't know. You know, improved self-esteem, confidence, energy, health, finances. Your emotional results. Financial success. If you're sharing about the business, see below the tips to talk about income. We're going to go through that here in just a second. Number 4, invite. What are you inviting them to? When does it start? Is there a limit of registrations? Who should join? People looking to lose weight, earn an extra income, have more time with their family, take their family on vacation, no longer live paycheck to paycheck, get out of debt. What results should they expect? How can you help them as a coach? What do you have to offer versus another coach? We have an amazing team. We have an awesome team training system. Our team is like family. How are you going to help them as their coach? And then number 5, the call to action. How should they contact you? Do you want them to comment below? Do you want to include your email address for them to message you? Facebook direct message? You know, what's the call to action? All right, so here are the tips about talking about income, earning it, and how it's impacting your family's life. So correlate your income as to how you are spending it. I'm going to share a video from Courtney Tomlinson here in just a second about how she was able to pay for Christmas gifts where she hasn't necessarily been able to in the past. So think about your target market and what they would do with extra income if they had it. You know, example, earning $400 a week, you made a car payment this week with your coaching business. You paid off credit card debt. You paid off student loans. You paid for a new set of tires when you got a flat tire. You know, paid for daycare, paid for daughter's school. Time objections, time and money, address and overcome both in your story. So the best way to say that is, you know, when I first was introduced to this business, I thought I didn't really have enough time to build it. And what I found through, you know, the help of the team is that if I just have, an hour, I can build this business. I can make it work. Their mindset to get them to a yes is, will it work? Will it work for me? That's what your prospects are thinking. And I would just like to throw in the feel, felt, found. So I know how you feel. I felt that way too. And what I found is blank. So writing out your story, you guys, I'm so excited to hear your stories, to see your stories, what you're going to share. So make sure that if you've gotten this post from our Facebook team page, make sure you comment below and share your story. Your before and after pictures are so important. I just want to say this. I know I talk about it all the time, but it really seems to be like a missed thing here. Your before and after pictures are gold. Gold to your business. It is visible. People can see it. So it's so important that you take that before picture and that you take it right. No pictures of you in your underwear. No pictures of you in your underwear, okay? If you want to do a bikini, great. Make sure that you are comfortable sharing that. It can be yourself in a sports bra and shorts. It can be yourself in a tight-fitted shirt and shorts. It doesn't have to be in a bikini. If you go to my page, none of my before and after pictures are in a bikini. Selfies in the mirror are fine. They really are, but I want to encourage you to use the timer on your phone and set it up and take a picture, front, side, and then Beachbody prefers that quarter turn if you're going to be submitting them to Beachbody. Make sure the lighting is right? Right now my lamp is to the side of me. If I had my lamp behind the computer, it would create this nice glow. So make sure that you have good lighting. Natural lighting is actually best. If you can take a picture, with the windows, with the light coming in through the windows, that's best. Your before pictures, guys, do it. If you're scared to post them, take them anyway. Take it for yourself so that you can put that before and after picture side by side. But you're going to regret it if you don't have that before picture, so do it. Share progress photos along the way with your story. Progress photos, to me, selfies are great. Share them in the mirror. If you put your camera at a little bit of an upper angle, and I'm not talking about like straight down so that there's like a ton of cleavage shot or anything like that, but a slight angle is going to be more flattering for yourself versus if you have the camera pointed up. It's not as flattering. So make sure you're taking progress photos. I mean, it can be once a week. Be proud of yourself, and it really does need to be your personal photo. Okay, if you're going to do it as a video, make sure it's under 3 minutes. But I can't wait to see your stories. So please make sure that you guys take time to fill this out and share with all of us. All right, let's get to Courtney's example of a story.
Hi everybody, my name is Courtney Tomlinson. I am a Teen Beachbody coach, and I am coming to you.
Sorry. Let's try that again.
Hi everybody, my name is Courtney Tomlinson. I am a Teen Beachbody coach, and I am coming to you guys today because I was asked, what has the income from being a Beachbody coach done for you? So I want to talk first by saying that this is not a get rich quick, get rich overnight type of business. This is a learned skill that takes time to develop. However, I am still in the first year of my business. I haven't quite made that year anniversary yet, but I am in my first year, and the biggest thing that I was able to do was provide Christmas for my family. So I am single, but I do have a boyfriend, but we aren't married. And every year, I'm a young professional. I'm 26 years old, work a 9 to 5. I'm just now starting to learn how to pay my own insurance and pay my own bills. And Christmas has always been very small from me to my family. So a gift card, a candle, anything that's on sale, that was what filled my Christmas tree for my family. I love them and I love giving gifts. Anybody that knows me knows that I adore giving away free stuff, obviously, and I love giving away presents to show people how much they really mean to me. And I think there's just something really special in giving gifts. So this past Christmas that just happened, 2016, with my Beachbody money, I'd saved and saved and saved, and I was able to have a really big Christmas for not only my family, but my boyfriend's family. So the year before, I had spent maybe $150 to $200 on my entire family. And that was, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody, right? So that's kind of a smaller gift for everyone. And obviously I spent a little bit more on my parents. But this year, combined with my boyfriend and I's family, we were able to spend $1,500 on them. And that to me is just so amazing to be able to spoil my family that way. Now, I don't have kids to spoil, obviously, and I don't have a family, I don't have my little family to spoil. So to be able to give back to people that really mean a lot to me and see their eyes on Christmas Day when they were, expecting a candle, and I was able to give them a tablet and, other kinds of gifts like that are just kind of really big statement gifts, and just see the excitement in their eyes and be able to just shower my niece with gifts. So this was definitely the best Christmas that I could even expect. And more than that, it showed me the unlimited potential that this business has for me, for my family, and just really what it can do in the future. So I am just so overjoyed with the business, and I'm really excited to be able to share the opportunity with everyone because it really is life-changing. So that is just my little snippet of what's really, really, really manifested, tangible manifestation of the amazing income that Beachbody has allowed to me. So that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, you can always contact me. My name is Courtney. Everyone have a fantastic day.
All right, you guys. So I hope this training was helpful. Please comment below. Let me know what was your big aha moment from tonight's training. Use the form. Get your story down. And when you start inviting people to challenge groups, when you start inviting people to the business to join your team, share breadcrumbs of your story. Talk about where you've been, where you're going, where are you headed. Let people know who you are. Why should they join their team? How is it going to impact them? By sharing how it's impacted you and your family, you're going to be able to talk about how it's going to impact them as well. And even if that's just as, being a happier mom, being able to prepare healthier meals for your family, talk about the foods you used to cook and talk about the foods you cook now, make it personal. Don't be a spammer. Don't create white noise. Be that storyteller. Be real, be raw, be vulnerable. Tag me in your stories. Share your story below so that the team can see it, so that we can be excited, so that we can, just support and encourage one another. Thank you guys so much. Again, Tuesday night's presentation is with Jacqueline Smith, and make sure you're using your story to start inviting. See you guys.